Welcome to ChallengeForex. My name is Steve, and over the last few years, I've been learning to program the code for automated trading bots, and also at the same time testing a few different strategies, trying to work out the most profitable way for me to trade. And at the moment, I'm still working on this one. I've been doing a few videos lately though, based on support and resistance levels on daily charts, and looking for possible trade opportunities on the 4-hour chart. I'm sharing these details on YouTube as a way of documenting it so I can track my progress as I go into the future. So join me now as I go through the weekly forecast for the week commencing the 5th of August 2024. I'm going to show which trades I will be looking at this week for longs and shorts, and then on next weekend, we will go through the results and just see how many of them actually turned out. Starting off with the Aussie CAD, we're looking at this one to go short for this week. We're hoping for a bounce in this zone, and if we do see something like that, we will take it short, probably trading on a 4-hour chart for the actual entries. We have the Aussie Swiss looking at the same sort of a setup, a possible short on this one. However, it may actually be too far away. I'm not sure if this one will actually come back to the zone so that we can take it for short. We're looking at about 260 pips for it to get back to the zone. Alternatively, there could be another zone forming here. We can see an area that has actually had multiple touches, which we could actually look at as being a possible zone as well. We can see here we've got touches from this week and 1 to 3 weeks ago. So these are months, not weeks. So let's change to the 4-hour chart, and this will actually give us a weekly view. So it looks like we've priced in this zone several times over the last few months. So we've got here in July. This month is, this one is this is April, again in March. So we can see over the last 12 months, this area has been touched multiple times. So it's possible this one could actually come and bounce at this area and go short again. Aussie New Zealand, I'm looking at this one to take long, and we are right at a zone now. So I would actually be looking for a positive green candle, something like this one here, for a positive sign that it was going to actually continue to go in an upward trend. Canadian Swiss, we are looking at this one to go short, but we do need to return back to this zone that it's just gone through in the last couple of days. It's about 140 pips to get back to the zone. If it doesn't go back to the zone, just looking at a larger time frame to see if there's any other areas that we can use for support or resistance. And it looks like this is the lowest that it's actually been since this chart goes back to 2004, 1997, and this looks like it's the lowest that it's ever been that I've got anywhere on my records here on my history. So this one, not sure what it's going to do, but looking at possibly a bounce to go short. Real Aussie. And looking at the weekly chart, we can see that we're actually coming up to an area that has previously bounced. There's a while back, looking at the date, this was in September 2023. So almost 2 months ago, it actually bounced in this area, and it's approaching this zone again now. So on the daily chart, we can't actually see it yet, but if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that we're going to get to this zone around about 220 odd pips for now. So if we have a positive uptrend during the next week or two, we'll be looking at it hitting this zone and bouncing in the future. Euro CAD, this one actually crashed through a zone that we actually had marked red as a resistance level, and now we're looking for this one to come back into the zone in the next few days, hopefully bounce here and close with a green candle above the zone. And if that is the case, we will be looking at taking this one long. Euro Swiss, this one, as with a few other pairs, has actually crashed straight through our support zone this week that's just gone, and we're looking at it now to flip the zone and return back to this area And in this case, we'll be looking at, if it does bounce in here, taking this one short. Pound dollar, we've just gone through a zone here, and it has actually come back and retested this zone on Thursday and Friday this week. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to come back and touch it again, or if it's just going to continue and go up. So if it does actually come back and touch the zone again and close with a green candle, we might consider taking this one long. But at the same time, there is this consolidation period here as well. We may actually be better to wait until it actually gets through this zone first and actually take it long afterwards. So in that case, we would be looking at maybe if we get a green candle that closes above this zone, then think about taking it long just to be on the safe side. Pound Swiss is a very similar situation to the pound Aussie, and we're looking at this one to come back down and retest this zone. We've previously crashed through it and it's come back and almost touched the zone but didn't quite make it here. If we zoom out a little, we'll see how close it came. It's only within a few pips, so it's only 12, maybe 13, 15 pips from the zone. So this might have actually been a retest. It might not have actually quite come back to the zone, so this might already be gone. But if it does come back and touch the zone and close above again with a nice green candle similar to this one, then I would be taking this one long. Now for the pound Swiss, this one has gone through our zone as it did with many other pairs this week. I think we had 6 of them total that actually crashed straight through and didn't give us a setup. We are looking at this one to come back and retest this area again. You can see here it's actually bounced from this zone multiple times in the past. So if it does come back up again to this zone and bounce, we will be taking this one short. Pound dollar, we're in between a couple of areas of interest at the moment. We can see here that we are currently at an area that has actually been tested multiple times, which it has actually gone through. So I'm not really looking to take a short here, but I'm thinking perhaps if it comes back down to this previous zone where it has bounced in the past multiple times, we might be able to look for a long. So looking at a possible long for the pound dollar. New Zealand Swiss franc, you can see here that this one has crashed through the zone as well in the last couple of days. It first hit the zone on Thursday just gone and then crashed straight through on Friday. It didn't actually bounce. This was actually a green zone. We were looking at possibly a bounce similar to this one we had back here, where we can get long, but it actually crashed through the system and didn't give us a setup. So we're now looking at this zone being flipped and taking this one short for this coming. And the last one on my list I'm looking at is gold, and this one is almost back at an all-time high. We can see here that last month this one actually broke a new high, came back and retraced about 50% through this zone. So if you're using Fibonacci, that's probably somewhere around the 50% mark, and then it's gone long again in an uptrend. But then on Friday we had this indecision candle. I guess it's sort of hard to say whether it's going to go long or short from this point. So I'm going to watch gold for now. Not sure when I'm going to take it at the moment, but if we do see it bounce and close below the red zone, I might take it short for a chance to maybe close out down here. If it goes above the zone, I will look for it to retest. So if it closes maybe up here above these highs, comes back down into this zone, then I would be looking at taking the bounce for a long. That is a look at what I'm looking at for this week for my watch list, and I've drawn it up here on an Excel spreadsheet. So we can see here that there are 13 possible setups, not counting gold, because this one, I'm not really sure which way I'm going to take it yet. It's really going to depend on what happens this week with the movement. So join me next weekend as I go through the results of this one. We will see how many of these setups actually worked out.